Hey everyone, it's SSSVEDA day 14. Let's talk Olympics. A lot has happened in the last week in Rio, and the US is kicking butt in a lot of events. I hate to think what's going to happen when Michael Phelps retires. It's really going to hurt our medal count. A lot of your big headlines include, of course, the US women's gymnastic team, Michael Phelps, Ryan Lochte, but I want to tell you a little bit about what they don't cover during prime time. First, let's talk road cycling. There were 4 events in road cycling this week. The men's road race, the women's road race, the men's, and then the women's time trials. Most notable was the course itself. There were crashes in both the men's and women's road races, resulting in some serious injury. The riders that fell in these events are fine, but this is considered one of the toughest road courses in Olympic history. In most Summer Olympic Games, the road race course is much flatter than this, but there are 2 really big climbs in this course. There was a lot of climbing, which is really punishing in the Rio humidity and the heat. In the women's road race, US rider Mara Abbott finished out of medal contention in what I think was a lack of patience when she pulled away from the pack too soon. Instead of working with the other 3 riders that did finish in medal contention until closer to the finish line, she pulled away. She spent a lot of energy staying ahead and then was quickly overtaken in the last few hundred meters. This is just my humble opinion, so what do you think? The time trials for both men's and the women's were very different though in terms of weather. It had been raining during the women's race and it was still a wet course during the men's race. Let's talk about the men's race first. US rider Brent Brookwell fell within the first couple of minutes of the race because of the wet conditions, and he finished out of medal contention. The biggest story for me though was Kristen Armstrong, US rider who has won her 3rd Olympic gold medal in the time trial. She just turned 43 this week. She's a mom and she is amazing. So congratulations, Kristen. You did a fantastic job. And this to me is the best picture of the games. Then we turn to the category of the weird. On Tuesday, the divers went in for the synchronized diving events and saw the diving pool was a lovely shade of green. They were a little bit confused. The water was tested and deemed safe, but what ended up happening was that the venue had run out of chemicals to keep the pools clean. That green color is basically algae. Now, if you've ever been swimming in a lake, you know that you're swimming with algae and it's actually okay. So the water was deemed safe, but my big question is, you're in the Olympics. How do you run out of chemicals? How do you not know that this could be an issue? The Rio Diving Committee kept the diving events going, and the US won silver in both the men's synchronized 3-meter springboard and the men's synchronized 10-meter platform. Then what started happening was that the water polo pool started changing color as well. It started turning a little bit more green, so they started over-treating that water. They added so much chlorine that the water polo teams were actually complaining that they couldn't open their eyes by the time the game was over. That's a problem. So coming up this week, something I'm looking forward to is the marathon swimming. It's a 10K open water swimming event. What I noticed so strange was that these swimmers can finish a 10K swim faster than I can run a 10K. Do with that information what you will. Also, triathlon is coming up in a few days. US triathlete Gwen Jergensen is expected to compete. I'd like to see her do well, and I'm really excited to see if it's going to be as dramatic a finish as it was in London. So as of Friday morning, the US has been dominating the medal count at 39 medals. I'm looking forward to another great week of Olympics, and hopefully I can get some sleep. I want to hear from you. Let me know your favorite Olympic moments in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. That's it for today. We'll see you again tomorrow.